Every time you sell a product or service, you encounter one of 4 buyer types. Now, if you've sold anything, if you work in sales, you would have encountered all of these. You may not have realized it, but more or less you can categorize everyone into one of these 4. The first being the analytical, right? The logical buyer. Now, this type of buyer, of course, they still buy with emotion, but every emotional decision is, in this instance, severely backed up by logic. So you're not going to sell them through some emotional state that they're going to achieve. They really care about the numbers. They really care about if it makes sense for them financially, time-wise. A lot of their objections are going to be logical, right? Now, in this instance, you want to sit down next to them, and quite literally next to them. If you sell across a table from someone, there's always going to be that unconscious natural resistance, almost like opposition. So if you can, sit next to them 45 degrees. Now, this type of individual is not going to be rushed, or you may lose a sale if you do rush them. So absolutely take your time with the sale, run through everything, run through all the numbers so that their mind and their vision is clear, so that they can then make an educated decision and go ahead and buy. Now, the next type of buyer which you'd likely run into is the driver. Right, now the driver tends to be someone who actually has a little bit more funds, a little bit more funds available, whereas the analytical individual is maybe the opposite of that, and that's the reason why they are analytical, because they want to run through, make sure everything makes sense financially, whatever it may be. Now, the driver, they don't want their time wasted. More often than not, they know what they want. They want to be given options, right? So you can actually turn them off by going through your sales spiel. Now, as a sales rep, it's very easy to do that. It's very easy to fall into that, and sometimes we feel like we need to drop some kind of out of this world speech to try and convince someone. A lot of the time people are actually nearly there. They just want you to give them with certainty in your voice and with your tone, and with the information that you provide to them, that this is the right thing for them. So get straight to the point, get straight to your presentation, don't waste time. Respect their time. Respect their time, speak with confidence. They want to feel like they are making this decision, not that they're being sold to. Yeah, usually this is quite straight to the point, dealing with drivers. They can come across as quite rude sometimes, but if you follow their lead to a sense, in a sense, you can actually come to an agreement quite easily. What are we saying, gents? All good? Oh, crikey. Like a bloody zoo. This is the Penang Botanical Gardens. And I was just in a small museum part that they had down there. I think it was 1855. Some geezer from Barnstaple founded it, along with one of the most renowned botanists, Malaysian botanists. Forget his name. But it's actually absolutely outstanding, to be fair. All kinds of stuff. Can we go in here? You can. Now, this looks like the perfect place to mention the amiable buyer. Now, the amiable buyer is kind of the opposite of the logical buyer, right? They're very emotional. They want to feel like they're making the right decision. So this is when your sales techniques really come into play. To make this individual feel as if this is going to be the right decision for them. So this is all relationship based and rapport based selling, right? Consultative side of selling. Now, sometimes they can actually care more about the individual that's helping them on this selling journey rather than what they're actually buying themselves. So it's about the way you make them feel. The final type of buyer that you'll likely encounter is the expressive. Now, the expressive buyer really vibes on enthusiasm and vision and recognition. So these are really individuals that you've got to pump them up a little bit, right? Make them feel good about themselves. and they're usually very expressive back. So they're actually quite enjoyable to deal with most of the time. Again, really tapping into emotion, the emotional side of things. How will you feel, or how will your life change? What will this unlock for you if we could achieve this? So it's really about painting that picture for them. Now, these actually can be type of individuals that will give you a lot of positivity during the conversation, but maybe when you reach back out, if there was some kind of objection, they sometimes change their tune a little bit. So it's usually a good idea to be relentless with the close, lock it down whilst you can there, because if you let them get away, their attitude can actually change sometimes. They can be easily influenced by something else.